Hello, everybody. The name is Lembeler Jr., and I am here with Mr. Christian Rodriguez, a.k.a. Isaac. First off, I just want to do this quickly. I just want to do a bit of a moment of silence for your incredible grandfather who has brought this incredible project to life in January of 2017. I just have to, because I just want to make, because again, I've been reading a lot about your story, and it's because of your grandfather, and you want to keep his name alive that you created the name Isaac. Yeah. So obviously you didn't want to just say my name is Isaac, like Issac, but you want to turn it into something a bit clever, and you chose Isaac. So how did that come to be? If you want to elaborate.
So to kind of give it a little bit more, to kind of just leave it at point blank, I remember I would be warming up for lacrosse lifts because I played lacrosse in college.
Right.
And whenever I would just do a goofy lift or just kind of be a little bit ecstatic or just a little bit out there, a lot of the guys would just be like Isaac, and they'd be put so much emphasis into it. And so that's when it kind of came to life a little bit. And then because my glasses are so thick, I don't think
glasses thick gang.
Yeah, exactly. I realized that I was like, oh man, I'm blind as a bat. So I think just putting that play on word, but the ZIC is literally just I was like, oh okay, I guess that matches.
Right, because Zick, and who can tell the difference? Mm-hmm. But that's amazing, and of course, you were kind of heavy with the sports, so you mentioned lacrosse. That is until the incident. Yeah. When a certain something in your body tore up and it just kind of fell flat for a bit. But I was going to say, is it because you had when you got into that moment where you're no, I don't want to talk about this too much because I know it's very painful, because believe me, my mother also tore ACL, and believe me, it was not a fun time. It's never a fun time to tore anything or break anything. It's never fun. But you really have to did you kind of find solace in music when it came to recovering when you were going through your surgery, that type of thing?
So, funny enough, in the summers, my friend, my best friend and I would go to college nights, and we would see a DJ play. So I would be I want to do this for the lacrosse parties in college. So I bought a DJ, a Newmark Mix Track Pro 3. I bought that because it was the cheapest thing, and I wanted to learn how to DJ on that. But then that day that I got it, we had practice, and that's when I just took a bad turn and I just tore it. So from there I was damn, this sucks. Well, might as well learn something new. And then I had virtual DJ on my laptop, and then I just learned on that a little bit, and then I used the Newmark, so learned on that. And then a buddy of mine that I visited at another college, who I met that day, who is now one of my best friends as well, told me, you're never going to make it in music unless you make your own. So I was you know what, damn, I'm going to show you wrong, fool. And then so then now, those words of encouragement has led me to now this interview, which is sick.
Well, I wouldn't say just this interview. I mean, I would say maybe, I don't know, opening for someone as incredible as Garrett and Brian, Last Heroes, who are also doing their own little journey with this debut album, and so many other incredible shows that you support people as well. You support how do I say it again? Flossidramus? Am I saying it properly? Flossidramus. I am so sorry, Flossidramus. Yeah. But many other people as well. You had people who were supporting you, Medason and Graves, and of course I think also Elohim and Zavi and Caption and so many other incredible artists. The list goes on. We can be here all night saying how many people you supported. But I just want to quickly ask, what made you get into music? What kind of artists really inspired you? Because I was going to say that the first three artists I could say maybe have inspired you was, I mentioned, Medason, I can say Graves, I could say Drolio. But any other artists that also inspired you to want to do this?
So funny enough, when I first started listening to dance music, I listened to the Chainsmokers Ultra Music Fest set from 2016. Which got me super into it, and I was oh damn, this energy. And I started looking up into other acts like Ricky San and Getter, and all of them. They were kind of the hottest names at the time. And then I got really into that space for like a hot minute, into like that future trap, like future bass, very much like even like progressive house, like Audien and stuff for a little bit. But then I heard Daydream by Medicine, or I think it was like California Heaven, the Medicine remix. And that was that, at that moment I was like, this is what I wanted to make. And listening to like Medicine, Galimatias, Manila Killa, Chet Porter, those guys really inspired me to like take that realm into what future bass, like that future bass stuff that I do now.
That is amazing to hear. And how would you describe your sound now? Because it's obvious to know that, like, no, you're not the same artist that you were in 2017. You just grew to make your own sound. Like, no, you had your first like EP, which is 2020, and then we had the first album of with I Love You, Forget You, which shout out Jorlio for helping out, like, you know, create that song. Yeah. But then you also had a few other incredible artwork too. So wait. Anyway, what was it? So yeah, so you had all the incredible work starting up. So how you define your sound? If there is a sound, or is it more versatile?
I think nowadays, like, I think last year we used the term like future trap or like future bass. Like that's kind of where it kind of came to be. And my biggest like breakout, I guess, from that moment was Eyes Closed with Alley Cat and Brain Rack. And then after that, I wrote Just Try, that came out on Quality Goods, I think, in 2021. And then even last year, which ended up becoming my second like hit record, quote unquote, was the Lighthouse remix that I did for QUIX.
Which hit over 1 million streams on Spotify, along with Eyes Closed with you and Brain Rack.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! First, I'd like to say congratulations on like that hitting 1 million streams. And was it kind of a crazy thing? Like, well, I would say a crazy thing, like, you know, hitting 1 million streams, but to not only be a part of the Subsidia family, but also be noticed by someone as pretty big as QUIX.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like, Eyes Closed was a project that I made that I was like super influenced by Papa Khan, and then I was like, oh, I just want to make this like inspo. And then I met Brain Rack through Twitch. And from there, like, I sent him the idea, and we had no idea that was going to be like such a big record. With QUIX, my old manager, Christian, shout out Christian, gave me that opportunity, and was like, hey man, like, we're doing, like, you know, we have this opportunity if anyone wants to do it. And I finished the record, I think, in like 2 days. And then I sent it over to them. We didn't hear anything. And then my manager, Tony, afterwards, shout out Tony, got it into the hands of Loli, and they really loved it, and then they made it happen. But it was like doing okay in 2022, but then all of a sudden, like this year, it was like we looked at like the stats, and it was hitting like 15 to 20,000 streams a day, and it was like insane, and I didn't know what to expect. But that being said, if you were to ask me what describes my sound now, I've kind of taken like all of those records, which I'm very thankful for, very happy to be a part of. I really like fell in love with Salute last year, and that Salute, Pocket, Sammy Vergi, Interplanetary Criminal sound has been what I've been moving forward with, while incorporating some of that Bitbird-esque sound that I've been working towards for so long. And then being part of that Bitbird family is truly phenomenal. And all the people that I've worked with, all the labels, like, I'm very, very grateful for everything that they've given me. But I will say finding my sound now has been my absolute happiest on making music. So all the stuff moving forward has brought me to like the utmost joy, which I hope you guys get to experience tonight.
I most definitely, or we all most definitely will. So so hearing all that is absolutely freaking incredible. But I'm curious to know, like, since you kind of like really speak very highly of a certain artist of Salute, which I was introduced to thanks to Paul Robinson, since he was in the Secret Sky lineup. It was pretty incredible. His set was amazing. Will there be maybe a collaboration with him in the future? Possibly?
That'd be insane. I don't really know him, so I met him briefly when I saw him last year for the first time, because my friend Tate, shout out Tate, also
Tate Theory 08.
Yeah, she was the one that told me, like, she went to see Salute at Elsewhere last year, and then he was coming to DC the day after, and was like, "You better see him, like you will not regret it." And then I got there shortly, like 10 minutes into his set, had the biggest time of my life, and I said, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to make this type of feel-good stuff, and then, like, and just take that with me, so.
That is amazing. Well, shout out Tate for introducing you to Salute. And Salute, if you ever do see this, thank you so much for all your incredible work. Thanks so much for being just an incredible artist, and of course, EDM person of color, just like Blacksty and more Kismet. Just, we love you so freaking much. Thank you so much for inspiring Isaac, for inspiring all of us with your incredible music. But let me not get sidetracked. This is about you anyway. But I give my flowers to everybody. But right now in 2023, it's been kind of a pretty big year for you. I mean, recently we had your work in Bass Rush, I believe, which was Reciprocate, and we also had Bulletproof, 3+2 = You, Slumber, and of course you mentioned Bitburst, so we have Safe Place as well, and then of course your feature with Closey in Odyssey Volume 3, Darling I'm Bleeding.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Darling I'm Bleeding. And then of course we have the work of, you mentioned Lowly, right? So you also have a recent one with Lowly, with Starseed, I think. No, not Soul Moon. That was Falling.
We did that remix, yeah.
Right, the remix, but I'm talking about When You Were Mine.
Yeah.
That was the one I was speaking of. So, again, 2023 seemed like it's going to be the year of Isaac, but I'm curious to know, any one of your songs, like, is there any, like, no certain songs, like, I wouldn't say not just in 2023, but, like, I would say, throughout your whole discography, or if you want to stick in just 2023, stick with 2023, is there a song that you can tell people, like, if you're trying to introduce someone to who you are, like, this is Isaac, this is who I am in a nutshell, what song would it be?
I'd probably say, at this moment, the can I choose two?
You can choose two.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people have been showing Eyes Closed or the Lighthouse remix, which are, like, the biggest ones, but if there was someone to be like, oh, this is Isaac, I would really want them to hear, like, Safe Place and, like, Emerald, which came out on Space Yacht.
Wow.
Those were two records that are just, like, very special to me. They have, like, a very special place in my heart, but also that was kind of like the sneak peek of what 2024 is going to be. We have been pushing a lot of, like, these trap, like, future trap records as we move on, but, you know, I want to, like, put out these little feelers of this new, like, ethereal dance thing that I've been, like, moving with.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing to hear, and of course, like, I feel like Safe Place is definitely, like, the one that also really stuck out to me, not just because of the song itself, but there was a little bit of a project you did, you put up on your IG, which was telling people, like, ask people, like, you know, what is your definition of a safe place for you? And so people were answering their question. I would say for me, if I can put my 2 cents in there, while I still have time, my safe place, I feel like would have to really be, it would have to really be the music. Here's the thing. I have a tendency of, this is gonna be hard to explain because it's me talking about a safe place in a place that's not really safe, because it's at the dead of night, alone in New York City, and there's the free come out at night in New York City. But I feel like for someone like me, the safest place for me would be as me listening to ethereal music, maybe some Porter Robinson, and maybe some, like, Ophelia songs in the dead of night. I feel like for me it's like it makes me feel, and when there's maybe with a little bit of lights, like the street lamps, like, shining a bit, because it kind of makes me feel like I am transporting myself to, like, another world where it's like it's just me alone, and the music. And nothing is, like, gonna bother me, or nothing's gonna, like, distract me. It's just me losing myself to the music, which is something that's very hard for a lot of people to maybe do in public, or do, like, even at nighttime, because, like, will someone see me while I look crazy doing it? It's music. It's something that you love. If you and you can ask anyone, what is your favorite song ever? And they will say, no, why is this your favorite song? Does it make you dance? Does it make you feel? Does it make you think? Don't be afraid to show off how much a certain song means to you, or, like, how does it make you feel. Music is music. It's universal. Have not learned anything from Plato and what he said about music. So that's, like, my definition of a safe place. But if I had to choose a certain song from your discography that is, like, kind of like my safe place, it would have to be 5 tracks from Quality Goods Records. That freaking, I'm sorry, sorry for me like increase my voice because this blew me away. The freaking EP, Letters to Myself. Yeah. I was tempted to try buy a Pirate Studio space for us because I was gonna say, okay, I could choose this place to be a perfect because it's perfect because Letters to Myself is one of the EPs that really stuck out to me as like one of your best in 2022. I'm sorry, but the songs themselves are absolutely freaking incredible, but it was the story behind each and every one that moved me to my core. I mean, I feel like the perfect example for me had to be the song Warmth. Let me just read the description right here. Yeah. So Warmth was written about my grandfather, Isaac, was and still is my biggest inspiration throughout the project. I remember him and I watching El Chavo del Ocho all the time. Me as well. Because I loved El Chavo. I watched the cartoon version of it, believe it or not. And the melody stuck in my head, and it brought back memories I had at the lunch table during service with him. I feel like that to me is like the perfect closure of the EP. And I just want to say, first things first, just thank you so much for every single incredible song. This is Warmth, but Wanted, Hurting, Foolish, Seeking Validation. Just an incredible piece of work. Thank you, my God. But since we got to wrap things up a bit, last question I ask is this. What could be next for Isaac?
Right, yeah. So what's next is, I guess, we're going to continue the Ethereal Dance movement, but also another upcoming EP that should be dropping in January. So I
2024?
Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing moving forward. So be on the lookout. It might be on a label that you guys are already familiar with or have seen me been placed on, but I will let you guys figure that out.
Yes, I'm going to say, please don't tell us, just let us figure that out. But Isaac, thank you so much for your incredible work, and thank you so much for your incredible journey ever since 2017,
thank you so much,
November 2016. And I just want to tell this right here, right now. I don't know if you knew this, but you and Last Heroes, you guys started it almost at the same dates. Really? I'm not kidding.
Wow.
November 11th, 2016 was the release of Dawn from Last Heroes. But 3 days later, November 26th, November 14th, we had Isaac versus the World. And oh my God, yes, I went that far. Thank you, Facebook, for that piece of work. It was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, 3 days later, that's when this Isaac truly began. So it was like, wow. Can you believe that? So you guys are kind of climbing the mountain almost at the same pace. I mean, almost 7 to 8 years in your career and already make such incredible work. So, dude, the beginning, I always talk about the beginnings, a journey's got to start somewhere. And Isaac, look at your journey now. Look at where you are right now. And I can only hardly wait for the 10-year anniversary of Isaac. But right now, we're just going to wait for your birthday, which is going to come in 7 days. Happy belated birthday, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Without further ado, we got to get you out there. It's less than 5 minutes. This is going to be your time. Oh, yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. And Isaac, remember the name now and forever. Just thank you guys so much for watching. This is Limbo Jr. signing out. Love you all so much.
See you guys.
And we're good. I'm so sorry, Tate.
No, you're fine. That's what I'm here for. We're good.
All right, we ready?
We have to find